Hello, everybody. Yoko 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 13 and 15 Houston Astros taking on the 12 and 15 Arizona Diamondbacks. This is Game 3 of a 3-game series between the Astros and the Diamondbacks. It is the rubber match of this game as both teams have picked up a win here. Who's going to come out on top and win the series? Will it be the Astros? Will it be the Diamondbacks? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. Leading off, the right fielder, Hunter Pence. Batting second, the second baseman, Kazoi Matsui. Batting third, the shortstop, Miguel Tejada. Batting fourth, in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Lance Berkman. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Carlos Lee. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Jose Cruz. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Mark Loretta. Batting eighth, the catcher, Brad Asmus. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Sean Chacon. On the mound for the Diamondbacks, it is Randy Johnson. Johnson will come in today's game with a starting ERA of 4.50. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 20 innings, allowed 16 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 3 walks. We're here at Chase Field, which gives a +2 to strikeouts and a -1 to walks and nothing for home runs. And with that, Hunter Pence makes his way up into the batter's box. He's batting .227. And the home plate umpire signals we're ready for the first pitch. And 5-3, column 5, row 3, that is a blank. 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a ground ball to second base to Hudson. Hudson will get it, throw it over to Jackson, and that'll be out number 1. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Arizona Diamondbacks. We've got Burns out there in left field. Young will be in center. Upton at first. Going around the horn, we've got Reynolds on third. Drew will be at short. Hudson's on second. Jackson is on first. Montero will be behind the plate. And Johnson will be on the mound. Kazoi Matsui batting a .267. 1 out, nobody on. And that'll be a 4-2. Column 4, row 2. Home run chance on a 1-7. So home run question mark. You're going to come over to the home run question mark line and look at whether to see if the batter is left or right-handed. In this case, Matsui is a switch hitter, so he's batting right today. So we're going to look under the right-hander batter line on a 1-7. 17 is too high. Nothing happens. And with that, that'll be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. Ground ball down the third baseline to Reynolds. Reynolds will get it, throw it over to Jackson. And out number 2. 2 away, and then to bring up Miguel Tejada. Tejada betting a .295. And that'll be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout. Now, strikeout on a 1-7. Remember, we add 2. It's a +2 modifier to the strikeout rating. So on a 1-7, the 18 is too high. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That'll be good for a base hit out there in the left field. So a smack a base hit. Barnes will come in and get it, throw it over to Hudson, and that'll hold Tejada at first. Two outs, runner on first, and whenever we have runners on base, we do roll for strategy. So the strategy roll is an 8 Astros are going to stand pat. Lance Berkman batting a .274. And that'd be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. It's a wild pitch. Now, on a 1 to 6 is a wild pitch. 7 is a pass ball. 8 or higher, nothing happens. Excuse me there. It's an 11, nothing happens. And that'll be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1. That is a split result off of the batter card. Now, split results off of the batter card, you're going to take a look at the pitcher card and see if the pitcher is left or right-handed. In this case, Randy Johnson is a left-handed pitcher. So on the batter card, we're going to look to the left-handed side of that slash. And it is a single down the first baseline. And with that, Teja will go to second, but does he pick up the extra base? Does he go to third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 2 to 6. That is a 3. And that'll put runners on the corners. Also, when we have 2 outs, we do add a +1 to the base run rating. And that'll bring up Carlos Lee, who's batting a .410. Strategy roll is an 8. And the Astros are going to stand pat. Here's the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2. Column 6, row 2. That is a walk on a 1 to 4. The 8 is too high. And that'll be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5. Fly ball back there. Burns will see it. Waves off Young and Drew. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and the Astros will leave 2 stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading off the center fielder, Crispy Young. Batting second, the left fielder, Eric Barnes. Batting the third, the second baseman, Orlando Hudson. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Connor Jackson. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Justin Upton. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Stephen Drew. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Mark Reynolds. Batting eighth, the catcher, Miguel Montero. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Randy Johnson. On the mound for the Astros is Sean Chalcorn. He'll come in today's game with an ERA of a 6.45. No wins and 4 losses. He's pitched 29 1/3 of an inning, allowed 30 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 13 walks. And with that, Crispy Young, he's batting a .210, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 to the strikeout range, plus the +2 for the modifier for the ballpark. So we're adding 12 to Chris's strikeout range. Also note that is a split result. So that's why we're looking to the right-handed side of the slash, because Chris is a right-handed batter. That is a 1 to 25. That is a 19. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that'll put 1 away. And with that, Eric Barnes is up. And let's take a look at the starting defense for the Houston Astros. We've got Lee out there in left field. Cruz will be in center. Pence will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Loretta on third. Teja will be at short. Matsui will be on second. Berkman is at first. And Osmus will be behind the plate, with Chalcorn will be on the mound. Eric Barnes batting a .242, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, hit by pitch. Now, Sean will give a -4. That makes it a 2 for the hit by pitch range. We take a look at the blue die. It's a 1 to 7. It's a 7, so the 7 is too high. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. It'll be a ground ball down the third baseline to Loretta. He'll get it, throw it over to Berkman, and that is out number 2. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Orlando Hudson. Hudson is batting a .315, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5, hit by pitch. That is a 0. The 17 is too high. And that'll be a 4-6. Column 4, row 6. That is a double out there into center field. And it's a one-hopper off the wall, and Hudson will go to second, and the Diamondbacks will keep the inning alive. Next up, Connor Jackson. He's batting a .273, 2 outs, runner in scoring position with a runner on second. Strategy roll is a 2, and the Diamondbacks are going to stand pat. And here is the pitch to Jackson. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. It's a range plate. Now, on a range play, we're going to check the first number of the defense. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That's a fly ball back there to Cruz. His range is on a 1-2. It's a 3. Cruz can't get it. Now we'll roll 1d20. On a 1-4, it's a double. 5-20, it's a single. It is a 2. It's a double. And that is a double. And that'll move Connor that'll score a run. Jackson will go to second. It's an RBI double. And it puts the Diamondbacks up 1-0. And with that, Justin Upton is up. He's batting a .240, 2 outs, runner on second. Strategy roll is a 12. The Diamondbacks are going to stand pat. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3, double question mark. Now, double question mark, when that comes up, that is the only thing we follow. So it's a double star on a 1-7. That is a 3. So on a double star off the pitcher card, you're going to take 1d6, roll it against the double star line if you're playing the physical game. If you're playing the PC game here, it'll randomly choose it. And that is going to be a fly ball back there to Lee. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Diamondbacks. After 1, it's Diamondbacks 1, Astros nothing. We'll go to the top of the second, and it's going to be Jose Cruz, Mark Loretta, and Brad Osmus due up for the Astros. Jose Cruz batting an .057. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. Now, on an error on a throw, we're going to check the number in the bracket on their error range. And that's going to be a ground ball up the middle, down the first baseline to Jackson. And on a 1-7, the 17 is too high. No error there. And with that, Jackson will make the catch, tag the base, and put 1 away. Mark Loretta batting a .224. 1 out, nobody on, and that'll be a 5-3. Column 5, row 3. That is a blank. Loretta, 1-5, column 1, row 5, ground ball down the third baseline to Reynolds. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Jackson. And that'll put 1 away. Brad Osmus batting a .241, 2 up, 2 down. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Fly ball back there to Barnes. Barnes will make the catch. and that will retire the side. So the Diamondbacks retire the Astros in order, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. Stephen Drew, Mark Reynolds, and Miguel Montero due up for the Diamondbacks. Stephen Drew batting a .310. And that'd be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a blank. And that'd be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. Fly ball back there to Cruz. He'll make the catch. And that'll put one away. Mark Reynolds batting a .250. And that'd be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a walk. Remember, -1. It's a -1 modifier from the walk range. So on a 1 to 12, that is a 3, and that'd be good for a walk. So Reynolds will trot on down to first, and that's going to bring up Miguel Montero. Montero batting a .227, 1 out, runner on first. Infield is at double play depth. Strategy roll is an 18, so the Diamondbacks are going to stand pat, and here's the pitch. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, double star 5. That is going to be a fly ball back there to Cruz. Cruz throws it to Matsui. His error range is on a 1 to 6. It's a throwing error. And so the game crashed on that last play, so we're going to redo that play with Miguel Montero. So Montero is still batting a .227. Strategy roll is a 5. The infield is at double play depth, and when the infield is at double play depth, it is the range is a -1 for the infield. Ground double play rating will get a +1, and the base run rating on third is a -1. So we're going to redo that play, and that's going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is the @ symbol. So whenever you get the @ symbol as your result off of the pitcher card, you're going to resolve the play using the ballpark card. So with this one, we go to Chase Field, and that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Home run 8. On a 1 to 9, that is a 1, and that ball is out of here! Miguel Montero off the batter's eye sends that straight back. Cruz running back, but that ball is into the stands. It's a 2-run home run for Miguel Montero, and the Diamondbacks take a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. And that is Miguel's first home run of the replay. And as Miguel makes his way back into the dugout there, he's getting high fives by the team and everything. It's 3-0 Arizona. Randy Johnson is up. Johnson batting a 143, and here is the pitch. 1 out, nobody on, and that'd be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 27. That is a 3. Struck him out. We'll go to the top of the order. Crispy Young. Young is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. It's a range play. By the way, Cruz is 1 for 4 in his range plays. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's going to go to Cruz. His range is on a 1 to 2. It's a 3. Cruz can't make the play. And that'll be off the wall there. Cruz will get it, quickly throws it to Teja. And with that, Young is safe with a double. Two outs, runner on second. Strategy roll is a 3. Eric Barnes is up. Barnes is 0 for 1. And the pitch. And that'd be a 3-2-5. Column 2, row 5. That is a blank. And that'd be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. Ground ball to Teja. He'll make the catch. Throws it over to Berkman. And that will retire the... And that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Diamondbacks. After 2, it's Arizona 3, Houston nothing. We'll go to the top of the third. It'll be Sean Chacon, Hunter Pence, and Kazuya Matsui due up for the Astros. Sean Chacon right on the Mendoza line, batting at 200, and here's the pitch. And that'd be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a range play. All right, whose range are we checking? And that'd be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. Fly ball back there to Upton. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 1. Upton will make the catch. And he'll take the hit away there. Upton is 8 for 11 on his range plays. With that, we'll go to the top of the order. Hunter Pence, who is 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that'd be a 1-2, column 1, row 2, hit by pitch. So Randy will give a -1. That makes it a 4. The 8 is too high. So you got out of the way, and that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Pop up to second base. Hudson will get underneath it. And that'd be out number 2. 2 away. Kazuya Matsui up. Matsui is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-10. That is a 5. Struck him out. So it's another 1-2-3 inning as the Astros go down in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It'll be Orlando Hudson, Connor Jackson, and Justin Upton due up for the Diamondbacks. Orlando Hudson is 1 for 1 today with a double and a run scored. And here's the pitch. And that'd be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, it's the same as a strikeout plus. We'll add 10 to the strikeout range. However, we -1 for the walk range, so we're adding 9 technically to that range. And that'll be a 1-19. That is a 10, and they'll walk Hudson. So Hudson will trot on down to first. Strategy roll is a 3 as Connor Jackson steps up into the batter's box. He's 1 for 1 today with a double and an RBI. The strategy roll is a 3, and that's going to be good for a hit and run. So the way hit and runs will work, all ground double play ratings get a -2. Base run ratings will get a +2. All home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half, and we round those down. All lineouts are considered double plays, with the exception of the error on a throw, and should Jackson strike out, will resolve the play as a steal. Jackson, is ready, and here is the pitch. The infield is at double play depth. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a wild pitch. It's a 13, nothing happens. And with that, that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, double star 2. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Cruz. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away, and that'll hold Hudson at first. Justin Upton is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 5. Diamondbacks are going to stand pat, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4 at the ballpark. We're going to go back to Chase Field, and this time it's going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, and that's going to be a ground ball to Matsui. However, the infield is a double play depth. Is it a double play? Let's take a look. A ground double play rating, remember, is a +1 from that. Double play 0-0. So that's going to stay at a 0. That makes it a 2 for the ground double play rating. Now, on balls hit to G4, on a right-handed batter, the pivot is going to be Teja, and you can see that by it being highlighted in red. So the pivot is going to be the shortstop. We'll take 1d6 rolled against the ground double play rating. That is a 2. The die roll is a 4. So the rule says if the roll is greater than the runner on first base run rating, it's a force out of second. His base run rating is a 3. That is a 4. That is what we're comparing the die roll to. So the 4 is greater than 3. So Hudson will get forced out. And with that, Upton is on by fielder's choice. Stephen Drew, 2 outs, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 16. The infield at normal depth. Drew is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, home run chance on a 1. That is a 4. And that does not pass the first part of the check. So 2-5, column 2, row 5, ground ball to the shortstop. Teja, he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Diamondbacks. After 3, it's Arizona 3, Astros nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. It's going to be Miguel Teja, Lance Berkman, and Carlos Lee due up for the Astros. Top of the 4th, and that's going to be Miguel Teja, who is 1 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-7, the 16 is too high. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Fly ball back there. Upton will get underneath it. Makes the catch and puts 1 away. Lance Berkman, 1 for 1 today. Berkman, 3-4, column 3, row 4. At the ballpark. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's going to be a single to Young. It's an S+8. So now what will happen here is we're going to roll 1d6, see if it is. And if the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the runner is safe with a double. Higher, it's a single. And with that, it is a 6. However, he is safe with a double on that. So with that, Berkman will go over to second. One out, runner on second. That's going to bring up Carlos Lee. 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 9, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a strikeout. On a 1-8, that is a 4. Struck him out! And that'll put 2 away. Jose Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 13. Astros are going to stand pat. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-10, that is a 7. Struck him out. And that'll retire the side, so no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Astros will leave 1 stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's going to be Mark Reynolds, Miguel Montero, and Randy Johnson due up for the Diamondbacks. Mark Reynolds has got a walk and a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-20. That is an 11. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Miguel Montero, 1 for 1 today with a home run, a run, and 2 RBIs. And that'll be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. Walk plus on a 1-18. That is an 11. That's good for a walk. And they'll walk Montero down to first, and that'll bring up Randy Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is an 8. 1 out, runner on first. Infielder double play depth. And that'll be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4 at the ballpark. And that'll be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. Ground ball to Matsui. We're going to check for double play rating. That is a 1-0. That is a 2. On balls hit to G4. Remember, the pivot in this case is going to be the shortstop. So no double play there. However, Montero will get forced out at second. And Johnson is on by fielder's choice. Strategy roll is a 20. So anytime a 20 comes up on a strategy roll, it is a pickoff attempt. On a 1-7, it's a pickoff. It's an 8, nothing happens. And that'd be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-2. Column 6, row 2. It's a base hit past the shortstop. And with that, Randy will go to second. The stop sign goes up. He will hold. So runners on first and second. That's going to bring up Eric Barnes. Barnes is 0 for 2. Strategy rolls of 15. And here is the pitch. The infield, by the way, is at normal depth. And that'd be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5. Hit by pitch. So that'd be a -4. Remember, that makes it a 2. The 8 is too high. And that'd be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. Line drive down the third baseline to Loretta. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Diamondbacks leave 2 stranded. After 4, it's Diamondbacks 3, Astros nothing. We'll go to the top of the 5th. It's Mark Loretta, Brad Asmus, and Sean Chancon due up for the Astros. Mark Loretta is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. That is a wild pitch. On a 1-6, it's a wild pitch. 7 is a pat. Well, no one's on, so we're just going to roll for the batter. And that'd be a 4-5-4. Column 5, row 4. And that'd be a base hit down the third baseline. And with that, Loretta is on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 3 as Brad Asmus comes up. He is 0 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. Infield at double play depth. One, 2, column 1, row 2. Hit by pitch on a -1. That's a 3. The range is a 1-5, and he got plunked. And with that, Asmus will skip on down to first. They're going to come out to take a look at him, see if he's okay. Yeah, he says he's fine. All right. So they're going to check him out real quick as Sean Chalkhorn will go up. He is 0 for 1. All right. They give him the clear. He's good to continue playing. All right. And here's the pitch to Chalkhorn. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 4. Astros are going to stand pat. It's a double play depth. And that'd be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. Possible error. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, pop up. Jackson will get underneath it. His error range is on a 1 to 7. No error on infield fly. So with that, it'll be 1 out. We go to the top of the order. It's going to be top of the order, Hunter Pence, 0 for 2 today. Strategy rolls a 10, and here is the pitch. That'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, infield still at double play depth, remember. So it's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a base hit to Johnson. His range is on a 1 to 4. It's a 6. Hudson can't get it. It gets by him, and that loads the bases. Loretta will go to third. The stop sign goes up, and we have traffic on all the bases. Kazuri Matsui, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The bases are loaded, and the infield is at normal depth. 1 out. Loaded bases. Strategy roll is an 11. The pitch. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 10. That is a 10. Struck him out. Miguel Teja up. He's 1 for 2 today. Strategy roll is an 18. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. Double question mark, single on a 1 to 7. That is a 20. It's too high. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. Fly ball back there to left field. Barnes will get underneath it. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. And the Astros leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Orlando Hudson, Connor Jackson, and Justin Upton due up for the Diamondbacks. Orlando Hudson is 1 for 1 today with a double, a walk, and a run. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 11, the 18 is too high. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6, ground ball down the third baseline to Loretta. He'll make the catch there. Throws it over to Berkman. And that'll put 1 away. Connor Jackson is 1 for 2 today with a double and an RBI. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1 to 8, the 16 is too high. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, double star 6. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Pence. Pence will get underneath it. And that'll put 2 away. Justin Upton is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2 outs, nobody on. That's going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, hit by pitch. That is a 3. The 19 is too high. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. Fly ball back there. Lee will get underneath it. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on as the Astros retire the Diamondbacks in order after 5. it's Diamondbacks 3, Astros nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Lance Berkman, Carlos Lee, and Jose Cruz due up for the Astros. And taking a look here at Randy Johnson, he can face 5 more batters before he is considered hired. Lance Berkman, 2 for 2 today with a double. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 12, the 15 is too high. And that'd be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, fly ball back there to Burns. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Carlos Lee is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. And that'll be a strikeout. On a 1 to 8, the 19 is too high. And that'd be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Fly ball back there to Burns. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Jose Cruz is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a hit by pitch. That is a 0. Minus the 3 is too high. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star 2. And that'll be a ground ball, a fly ball out there to Upton. Upton will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So the Diamondbacks retire the Astros in order, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors, none left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Stephen Drew, Mark Reynolds, and Miguel Montero due up for the Diamondbacks. Taking a look at Sean Chacon, he can go 2 more batters before he's considered tired. So they are, also this is probably going to be Chacon's last inning there. Drew is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 10, the 15 is too high. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Fly ball back there. Pence will get underneath it. Makes the catch and puts 1 away. Mark Reynolds is 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5, hit by pitch. That is a 0. The 12 is too high. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That'll be a fly ball back there to Cruz. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down. With that, Sean Chacon is now tired. Now, when a pitcher is tired, if we roll a 1-3, a 3-3, or a 5-5, the pitcher will get, will have to make that call to the bullpen, and the Astros do have the bullpen warming up. Four, column 4, row 4. Range play at the ballpark. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. S plus 9, that's going to go out there to Pence. His range is on a 1 to 4. It's a 2. Pence makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. And none left on as the Astros return the favor and retire the Diamondbacks in order. It's 3 up, 3 down. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. After 6, it's Diamondbacks 3, Astros nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. Mark Loretta, Brad Asmus, and Sean Chacon due up for the Astros. Randy Johnson can go 2 more batters, so most likely this will be his last inning Mark Loretta is 1 for 2 today, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Home run chance on a 1-7. The 5 is in range. He needs a 3 or less. It's a 14. Nothing happens there, so we'll look at the die roll. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Ground ball to Hudson. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Brad Asmus is 0 for 1 today, and here's the pitch. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-13. The 7 is in range. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. And Randy Johnson is tired. Sean Chalcorn going to take the hit here. He's going to take the last at bat. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. Fly ball back there to Upton. His range is on a 1-3. It's a double, and Chalcorn will get to... It's a 4 outside of the range. That is a double. And that is a 2-out double for Sean Chalcorn. So with that, we'll go to the top of the order. It's Hunter Pence, who is 1 for 3 today. Strategy roll is a 6, and they're going to stand pat on strategy. And the pitch. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a home run on a 1-13. That is a 6. It's a 2-run home run for the Astros. And that goes down the left field side. Barnes goes back, but that ball is into the upper decks. It's out of here. 2-run home run for Hunter Pence. And it puts the Astros on the board. It's 3-2. And by the way, that is Pence's 6th home run of the replay. And with that, the call to the bullpen has been made. And they are going to bring in Doug Slayton's going to come in for this inning to try to close out this inning. He'll come into the game with a 2.57 ERA. Got no wins and no losses. He's pitched 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Taking a look here at the stats for Randy Johnson. He went 6 2/3, allowed 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 4.04. With that, Kazuri Matsui is up. He is going to be batting right. He is 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a walk on a 1-9. The 10 is too high. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That's going to be a base hit down the third baseline. And with that, Matsui is on with a base hit. 1-run game here. Miguel Tejas 1 for 3 today. Strategy roll is an 8. And here is the pitch. And that'd be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that'd be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Ground ball down to second base. Hudson will make the catch. And that is out number 3. And Singh take me up to the ball game. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Astros. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's going to be Doug Slayton, Crispy Young, and Eric Barnes due up for the Diamondbacks. And with that, Sean Chalkhorn done. So we do have a new pitcher on the mound, and they're going to bring in... They're going to go with their left. Let's see. They're going to go with Jeff Gray. Okay, they're going to bring in Oscar Villaraldi. Villaraldi is going to get the call up here. Villaraldi will come into the game with a 4.09 ERA. He's got 2 wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 11 innings, allowed 10 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Sean Chalkhorn. He went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run, and an ERA of a 6.12. So Doug Slayton not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Jamie Diatoni. So Alex will come up. He's batting a .214. And here is the pitch. And that'd be a 3-6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a double star. That is going to be a ground ball down the third base. Real quick before we take a look at the resolve play there, let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Chase Field. The Astros scored 2 runs in the top of the 7th. It's 2 runs on 8 hits with no errors. The Diamondbacks scored a run in the first, 2 runs in the second, 3 runs on 5 hits, and no errors. So with that, and that is going to be a ground ball to Matsui. Make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Top of the order, Crispy Young is 2 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. And that'd be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Hit by pitch. That is a 5. The 14 is too high. That'd be a 1-2, column 1, row 2, double star 3. Ground ball down the first baseline to Berkman. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Eric Barnes, 0 for 3. 2 up, 2 down. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is at the ballpark. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, ground ball to second base. Matsui will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on after 7. It's Arizona 3. Houston 2. We go to the top of the 8th. It's going to be Lance Berkman, Carlos Lee, and Jose Cruz due up for the Astros. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound, and that is going to be Juan Cruz. So they are going to bring in Juan Cruz. Cruz will come into the game with a 3.50 ERA. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 10 1/3 of an inning, allowed 7 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Doug, he went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 2.47. And with that, we do have a couple changes to the lineup. Jackson is out at first, and they're going to bring in Chris Buke. So Buke will take over at first, and in left field, it is going to be Alex Romeo will take over in and they are going to do the double switch here. So Romeo and Buke will switch. And that is the only other change. That is the only changes they're making there. So Berkman, Lee, and Cruz do up. And here's the pitch to Berkman, 2 for 3 with a double. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-12. The 3 is in range. Struck him out. Carlos Lee. Lee is 0 for 3. Is Lee going to take the hit here? Actually, Lee not going to take the hit here. So Lee is going to come out, and they're going to bring in Ty Wigginton. Pinch hit here. Wigginton comes into the game with a 1.67. And that'd be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a blank. 1 out, nobody on. And that'd be a 6-4-6, column 4, row 6. And that's going to be a base hit out there in the center field. And with that, Ty will get on. And let's see, they're going to call Ty back. Actually, they are not. So it is a steal attempt. That makes it, let's see, Ty is right. That's going to make it an 8. They're not going to send him. Infield at double play, that. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout plus on a 1-20. That is a 1. Struck him out. And once again, that is a 3 for another steal attempt. They're not going to send him. Mark Loretta is 1 for 3 today. And here is the pitch. And that'd be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a strikeout on a 1-19. That is a 12. It's a strikeout plus. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. And in left field for the... Yep, and they're just going to put Ted Wigginton over there at in left field. So that is the only change. That and Cruz is out as well. So Cruz is going to come out at center field. So they are going to make a quick change to that. And Darren Estrada will come in at left field. So that is the only changes they are making to their lineup. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Orlando Hudson, Alex Romeo, and Justin Upton do up for the Diamondbacks. Oscar Villaraldi going to stay out there on the mound. Actually, Villaraldi is going to come out. And they're going to bring in Jeff Gray. Jeff Gray going to get the call up here. Yep. Gray comes into the game with a 1.75 ERA. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 10 1/3 of an innings. Allowed 6 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Lando Hudson is 1 for 2 today with a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Jeff Gray comes into the game with a special K rating. We'll talk about that when it comes into play. Oscar Villarrealdi went 1 inning, an ERA of 3.75. And here is the pitch for Hudson, who is 1 for 2 today with a double, a walk, and a run. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Possible error on a throw. Special K roll and a 1-2. That is a 12. Nothing there on the special K, so we'll look at the die roll. 1-4, column 1, row 4, and that's going to be a fly ball back there to Pence. And that'll be out number 1. Alex Romeo is 0 for 1 in the pitch. Romeo, 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a walk plus on a 1-11. That is an 8, and that'll be good for a walk. So Romeo will trot on down to first. Strategy rolls an 8. The infield is a double play depth. Justin Upton is 0 for 3. Upton going to take the hit. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. And that'll be on a 1-3. The 8 is too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Base hit past the shortstop. And with that, Romeo will go to first. He'll get the stop sign there. He'll go from first to third on a 5-6. The 1, nope, he'll hold. Stephen Drew is 0 for 3. Drew gonna take the hit here. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a blank. Special K rating on a 1-19. On a 1-2, the 19 is too high. 3-1, column 3, row 1. Base hit past the shortstop. So 1 out and the bases are loaded. Romeo to first. He'll hold. He'll go from first, second to home on a 3-6. All right, the infield is playing in. Range is a -2, and the base run rating on third is a -2. So that's where we get that 0 from. Mark Reynolds, 0 for 2 today with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. Jeff Gray can face one more batter before he is considered tired. Pull rating is at 0. Bullpen for the Astros warming up. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. It's a range play. On a 1-20, on a 1-3, the 20 is too high. It's a ground ball down the third baseline to Loretta. His range is a 1. It's a 5. Loretta can't make the play. That's good for a base hit. 1 run will score. Upton to third. He'll go from second to home on a 2-4, on a 4-6. That is a 4. It's a 2-run RBI single by Mark Reynolds, and the Diamondbacks take a 2-run lead. And with that, strategy rolls are now turned off. And with that, Jeff Gray tired. However, Gray is going to get pulled. So Jeff Gray is they're gonna say goodbye to Gray, and they're gonna bring in Fernando Nevine is gonna come in. Nevine will come into the game with an ERA of a 9.57. He's got 1 win and no losses. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, allowed 10 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Taking a look here at the stats for Jeff Gray. He went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and ERA of a 3.37. 1 out, and however, Gray is responsible for the 2 runners on base. Miguel Montero is 1 for 2 today with a home run, a walk, a run, and 2 RBIs. And that'll be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3, that is a strikeout. On a 1-15, that is a 6. Struck him out. And that's going to bring up Juan Cruz. Cruz is not going to take the hit. And they are going to bring in Jamie. Yeah, this time it's going to be Jamie D'Antonio with that. And it's going to be a 1-3. Column 1, row 3, hit by pitch. He'll give a -10. That keeps it at a 0. And that'll be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, Tatea. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And 3 and 2 left on. After 8. It is the Diamondbacks 5, Astros 2. We go to the top of the 9th. It's Brad Amos, Fernando Nivi, and Hunter Pence due up for the Astros. Will we see some 9th inning magic? And with that, they are going to bring in Chad Quells. Actually, they're going to bring in Brandon Lyon for the save here. So Brandon will come in for the save. And he'll come in today's game with an ERA of an 8.35. He's got 1 win, 2 losses, 2 saves. He's pitched 9 2/3 innings, allowed 14 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Juan Cruz, he went 1 inning, allowed 3 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.19. Taking a look at the box score after 8 innings had been played. The Astros scored 2 runs in the 7th inning, 2 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Diamondbacks scored a run in the 1st, 2 runs in the 2nd, 2 runs in the 8th. 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. With that, Brad Asmus, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Asmus going to take the hit. Will we see some 9th inning magic? That's going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3 at the ballpark. So we're going to go to Chase Field, and that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, HRP. And that'll be out number 1. That's a fly out to left field. Romeo will make the catch there. Fernando not going to take the hit. Thomas Perez will come in to pinch hit. Perez batting a .278. He's a switch hitter, batting left. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Possible error. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That'll be back there to Young. Error ranges on a 1-2. It's a 17, no error there. Young makes the catch. And that puts 2 away and puts the Astros down to the last out as we go to the top of the order. It's Hunter Pence, 2 for 4 today with a home run, a run, and 2 RBI. Astros down to the last out. Top of the order. Hunter Pence is up, and here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 5. Struck him out! And the Arizona Diamondbacks defeat the Houston Astros with a final score of 5-2. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Final line score coming right up. But with that, the Arizona Diamondbacks defeat the Houston Astros with a final score of 5-2. The Astros 2 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Diamondbacks 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Randy Johnson will get the win. Sean Charcon picks up his 5th straight loss. And Brandon Lyon will pick up his 3rd save. Hunter Pence hits the 6th home run of the replay, and Miguel Montero will hit his first, and that is his first. Let's take a look at the stats here. Randy Johnson picks up his first win of the replay. He went 6 2/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run, 1 hit by pitch, and ERA of a 4.04. Sean Charcon will pick up the loss. He went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run, an ERA of a 6.12. And Jeff Gray and Francisco Nevin, the last pitchers up for the Astros. Gray went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, an ERA of a 3.37. And Francisco Nevin, he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of an 8.49. Brandon Lynn, the last pitcher up for the Astros, he picks up his 3rd save. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 7.57. So that is going to do it for us here at Chase Field as the Houston Astros will drop to 13-6, and the Arizona Diamondbacks will improve to 13-5, 2 games under 500 for the Diamondbacks. That's going to do it for us here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up. And when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.